Okay, we're going to find the slope, the intercept, and a point, as well as graph the line itself. So, slope is basically rise and run. And we use the letter M for slope of all things. And it'll tell us the rise and the run. Now, what does rise and run mean? Rise basically means how far it will go up or down, and run, it should be run, is how far to the right. So that's it. Rise is either up or down, and run is to the right. So if we have a slope of 5 over 4, this means that we're going to rise 5 and to the right we're going to go 4. Whereas a m equals negative 1 over 2 means that we're going to go down 1 time, but we're going to go to the right 2 times. And we'll also have slopes that are just single numbers, like a 2. A 2 can be rewritten as a fraction of 2 over 1, which means that 2 means to go up 1 and to the right, up 2, my fault, up 2 times and to the right 1 time. So let's take a look at these. The slope is found as a coefficient to the x. So the 2/3 here, that's our slope. So we'll say the slope is 2 over 3. Now, next is going to be our y-intercept. The y-intercept is always found by the number that's next to the fraction without the x, or next to the x term. So this -5 is our y-intercept. Now, furthermore, you write the y-intercept by saying 0 first for x, and then the number here. So it'll be -5. So that's 0, -5. The location of 0, -5 is, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's right here. This is 0, -5. Lastly, to get the new point, we're going to use the rise and run. We're going to rise 2 times and run 3 times, which will give us our new point. So I'm going to rise 2 times, 1, 2, and then I'm going to run 3 times, 1, 2, 3. And that takes me to this spot right here. Now, this location is x is 3, and y is -3. So that's the new point right there. It's x is 3, y is -3. Okay? And then once we're done, we're going to draw a line between them. And we're done. All right, let's try the next one. Okay, the next one we want to find the slope. The slope is always the coefficient of x, so it'll be the -1/4. Furthermore, our y-intercept is found right here. It's the constant term without the x, so it'll be 0 and 2. And that's our y-intercept. Now the y-intercept 0, 2 is located on the graph here. I go up 1, 2, and there. This will be my y-intercept, 0, 2. Now to find my next point, I'm going to use my slope. And remember, a -4, -1/4, means that we're going to go down 1 time, but we're going to run 4 times. So let's do that. From our point here of 0, 2, we're going to go down 1 time, so here, but then we're going to run 4 times. So 1, 2, oh, this is so small, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it takes me to this spot right here. So that's my new point. That new point is 4, and y is 1. That new point right there again is 4 and 1. Then we draw a line through the points, and we're done. Next, we're looking for the slope of y equals negative 3/4 x minus 3, and the slope is always on the coefficient of x. So that'll be negative 3/4. Furthermore, our y-intercept is found by using the constant term, and the constant term is a negative 3, so it'll be 0 and then negative 3. That's our y-intercept. Now, let's see if we can find that point. See, here's 0, 1, 2, 3. So we go down 3 times. And that is my 0, negative 3. Okay, now we're going to go down 3 times, and we're going to run 4 times. So down 3 times from our point here. 1, 2, 3, and then we got to go over 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's the new point. Okay. Now, that new point that I just made, that is x is 4, and y is, that's a negative 6. So that's a 4 and a negative 6 for that point. And then we draw a line through those 2 points. Okay. All right, next. First thing we'll find is our slope. Our slope is always attached to our x, so 5/3 will be our slope. So we'll get a rise 5, run 3. But you'll notice there is no number here, seemingly, to use as the y-intercept. So what we're going to do, since there's no number here, we're going to treat that as adding 0 as a y-intercept. So again, no number will be treated as adding 0. So that means the y-intercept is 0, 0. And 0, 0 is right here as the origin right there. 0, 0. Now I'm going to use the slope to get the next point. We're going to go rise 5 and then run 3. So let's rise 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to run 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And that's our new point. Okay. And that new point is x is 3 and y is 5. Okay. So x is 3, y is 5. That's my new point. And then let's draw a line between them, and we're done. Okay, next. We're looking for our slope first, and you see that the number in front of x is a 3. Well, whenever you get a single number, like 3, you can turn that into a fraction, just like we turned the 2 into 2 over 1. The 3 can be turned into a 3 over 1, and we get our rise and run. Next, the constant here, there's no constant out here, so we treat the constant as though it's a plus 0. So we'll use 0 as our y-intercept. So 0, 0 is our y-intercept. So 0, 0. Okay, furthermore, we need to go up 3 times and over 1. So up 3 times and then over 1 from our point takes us to this point right here. The location of this coordinate right here is x is 1 and y is 3. So 1, 3. So we'll put 1, 3 here, and then we'll draw a line through the points. Okay, number 6. We have a y equals negative 3x. That means our slope is negative 3. And this can be converted to a negative 3 over 1. So we're going to go down 3 over 1. Now our slope, since there's no terms here, we will treat it as plus 0. Missing terms we'll treat as plus 0. So our y-intercept is 0, 0. And there it is, 0, 0. Now, our slope says to find the next point, we're going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3, and then over 1. And I go over 1 here. Okay, now that new point right here, that point is 1 comma negative 3. 1 comma negative 3. So we got our second point. And we draw a line between the 2 points, or through the 2 points, and we're done. Next, we have y equals x minus 5. And you'll see that there's no number here. So if there's no number in front of x, we assume that number would be 1. Okay, 1. So that means the slope is 1. Furthermore, we're going to write this as 1 over 1 for the rise and the run. And our y-intercept will be made by the constant term here, which is the negative 5. So 0, negative 5 makes our y-intercept. 0, negative 5 is located here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the location of 0, negative 5. Now, to get to our next point, we're going to have to rise 1, and run 1. So we're going to rise 1 and run 1. That takes us to this spot right here. Okay. Now that point I just made, that new coordinate, that is x is 1 and y is negative 4. So 1, negative 4 is our next coordinate. And then we draw a line through the 2 points. Okay. Next, we have y equals x plus 5. Okay. Once again, we're going to make, since there's no number in front of x, we're going to assume that number will be 1. So that makes the slope 1. And we'll turn 1 into 1 over 1. And so now we get a rise 1, run 1. Now, the plus 5 we'll take as our y-intercept. So we'll say 0 and a positive 5 is our y-intercept. Now 0, 5 is located, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is located right here. That's my 0, 5. To get to my next point, I'm going to have to go up 1, rise 1, and then go over 1, which takes me to this new point there. The new point is very close to the old point. But the coordinate for that new point, I'll put it over here because it's getting a little crowded over there, is x is 1 and y is 6. So 1 and 6. And then we'll draw a line between them. Okay? Or through them. Okay, next. Finding the slope when the x is in the back instead of the front is still found by taking the number that's in front of x will still be the slope. So it'll be negative 3. So don't think that the number is always going to be here. You got to follow the x for the slope. And then we're going to turn this negative 3 into a negative 3 over 1. And now to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is always the number that's the constant with no x at all. And that'll be that positive 4 here. This is a positive 4. So we're going to take this and say 0, 4. And that's our y-intercept. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't go high enough. Sorry. All right. So that's 0, 4. And using my slope, we're going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3, and then over 1, and then over 1 to here. Okay, and that is my new point. And that point right there, the coordinate of that point is x is 1 and y is 1. So that's 1, 1. And we'll draw a line that goes through both points.